That hurt him a lot.
I would say if we're comparing like a quarterback battle right now, honestly, Lagway has really been showing out, but Florida has suffered so much from those penalties, man. Like
Yeah, dude.
that's
I
across
know.
the board.
I mean,
Between, go ahead.
they're really surprising me. I thought this was not going to be as close as it is, to be honest, because they're playing at LSU, and how Florida looked last week, it was kind of rough.
Well, I will say one of my favorite all time. Well, one of my favorite players in college football right now is on LSU. He's a defensive player. It's Whit Weeks, and I think him being pulled out of the game very early for that targeting penalty
Yeah,
has
kind of
really
hurt.
affected them. Because I mean, he is like the linchpin of their defense. I mean, his brother's out there too, but Whit Weeks is nasty. He's easily top three defensive players
Yeah,
across the board in college football right now. Like that
I tell
man
you,
will play in the NFL unless barring some tragic accident. But yeah,
I tell you too. LSU's defense has looked a whole lot better. I know it's only the third week, but I mean, compared to what it was last year, it definitely looked a lot better.
which I mean, LSU traditionally is always, in my mind at least, has always had a solid defense, even in their bad years or where they're having the rough spots. It seems like no matter what, the defense eventually comes and shows out. Like they always have a fast secondary. Their linebackers are always combining that speed, the agility, and then always still being just strong, yoked just dudes out there who can lay the heat.
Yeah, it's kind of cost them though in the past couple of years because they've had a Heisman quarterback and their offense was awesome that year. They just couldn't keep anybody out of the end zone. So
Yeah. I really miss my kind of coming up days in the whole football world, we'll say. I talked about this in one of the Sports Ball Talk episodes, but we had some very, very incredibly talented linemen for several years in a row come out of LSU, like defensive linemen, both ends and also tackles that all went to NFL, which actually this past year, I think LSU lost three of their linemen went to the NFL, I think.
yeah,
So those are holes to fill. I mean, they look like they're doing a decent job right now, but still, that'll take something out of you.
yeah. What was the point spread on this game? I'm not real sure what it was. I know I'm positive LSU was favored.
LSU was right up at kickoff. The point spread had been 4.5-point favorites. Now, when they first opened the line, they were 6.5-point favorites. So it tightened up
Yeah,
a little bit there, but they were, like you said, they were still, the whole time it's been out there, they've been the favorites.
I switched over just for a second just to see what Vanderbilt and South Carolina was doing, and Vanderbilt is winning this game right now, which is also kind of funny.
Oh, there we go. All right, bud, we are officially live now. Kicking into the mentality. Did you happen to catch the game that we were doing earlier?
The Georgia-Tennessee game?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I watched a good bit of it. I didn't see some of the second quarter, but I watched most of that one. Crazy.
That was that was a solid game. Like
a lot of back and forth. I was a little bit surprised on that too, just because it's been a while since I've seen Georgia, like a Kirby Smart defense, give up with just a lot of points like that.
I mean, I knew it was going to be a tight game. I predicted Georgia would hold out, and even when it got really tough there a few times, Brian and I were going back and forth, and I was like, yeah, nope, I'm going to stick with Georgia. And they pulled it out, but it was.
And if you're Tennessee, like I know their first loss, but I mean, it was a really tight game. And as long as like Georgia just don't, fall off the map here, which I don't think they will, of
Yeah, I
course.
don't think.
I mean, it's not a bad loss. You just got to make sure you don't have, too many of them.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the day and age where you do not
You
have
can
to
drop
be
a game or
undefeated.
two. Yeah.
Which is a weird thing to think of because, I mean, I was, raised in football world
Yeah,
that
you had to just about go undefeated.
the champion is the
or if
undisputed
you lost,
champion.
it had to be at the right time of the year too.
Yeah.
That was huge too.
Yeah, you could maybe get away with an early loss to a good team before something drastic was like you lost your coach, or your starting linebacker died in a car wreck right there. Like something incredible out there that people
I
take
know,
into
like
consideration.
even the year I think Alabama played and won the national title games. I can't remember, but they literally had to have like so many teams in front of them lose that year to even get a chance to go. And it just worked out that way. It's kind of crazy to think about that now, how that just worked out. That's just how it was.
I distinctly remember that, and an unfortunate consequence of that is the next year you could not go on any radio show, TV show. You could not have any vaguely related football media that you're consuming without everybody starting to go in the wildest tangents of, well, these people will lose this, and if these people lose this by this, then this will be here. And it seemed like half of the broadcast the next year were all these loose, wild conjectures instead of being more that traditional stuff you want, where it's actual coverage of what is actually happening.
Yeah.
I want to see some people getting paid money to do some cool stuff. I want to see I want to be entertained.
I mean, I never had a problem with how it was back in the day, like, just 1 and 2, but I can't say that I'm mad that we have more teams involved at the end of the year. It's kind of cool. I don't know if we need like up to like 20 teams or something crazy like that at the end, but it does make for a fun, playoff time there at the end.
Oh, for sure. I did some sports writing when I was in high school. Actually, I had a couple things that made it all the way and got on ESPN's page actually, and got a check for that, which was really cool. As a kid to have that. And I actually thought that maybe I was going to go in the direction of being a sports writer for a while there. And I did, some editorials, kind of saying my opinion on this or that. And those are the ones that got some traction and ended up getting on there. But one of them was on why I thought we needed a playoff system in college football, just to have things be more fair, where you truly do get the best teams showcased to the most eyeballs and all of that. That was after Auburn's season where they
got left out.
I think undisputably got screwed.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think if I'm not mistaken, that year, I think Oklahoma got to go play USC that year, which USC was really good. Mm-hmm. But they got just slayed, I think, in that national title game, which didn't make the Auburn fan feel any better. I mean, I'm sure they all felt like they could have done that or, better.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, realistically, they probably could. I mean, that was especially the offense was just insane. That's
when they still had Cadillac too. Man, awesome.
Yeah, that's like a cheat code team when you're playing Madden.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely got the shaft on that year.
So you weren't able to be there for one of these episodes we had where we were talking about something like that. Do you think we're past the age of these almost like heroes that you have in college football, where you have truly standout people or groups of people that
teams or players?
Both, really. I mean, we are in a new era that
not so much players. I think you'll always have that, but you're not going to see teams stacked up like that as much anymore, just because I think the way it's all changing with NIL and stuff like that, it's just kind of spreading the talent out more, just because, some of those second string guys that you had that wasn't quite starting, but I know you all probably have heard this too growing up. Oh, they're their backup could be a starter somewhere else. Well, guess what?
Right.
They are a starter somewhere else now.
They are the starters
So,
now.
I think you just don't have the depth. Like I know, with Troy,
Yes.
as we watched them against Clemson last week. I don't feel like those kind of teams have the legs to stay with a big program sometimes. So, but I think you're seeing less of that with the big teams or the ones that you expect.
I think there's going to have to be a massive shift, like just regulation of all this coming down, and it won't be this year. It won't be next year. It'll be, the end of next year going into the season after that. And I think depending on what happens at that time, that might be the window for us to have a kind of transition where it just works out, where this team has the luck of the draw, and then you have your kind of dynasty set into place, which means if you're a coach that's going to be there for multiple years, you've got to have that in your head right now, and you've got to be maintaining the young people you have coming in and making sure they are staying locked in with you.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. You definitely want. I think it's always a good sign if you keep most of your players, of course, that from the year before, just stay at your program, not buy into what you're saying. At least try to buy into what you're selling as a coach, I guess, your game plans and stuff.
Which is a crazy thing to say,
I know.
back in the day that was a cool interception right there. Very nice, sir. But Lagway is not happy with that.
You were a little bit ahead of me. I just now saw that.
Yeah, I noticed that with GB and with Brian and all that.
Oh, really? You were ahead of them?
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting the media delay because I'm pulling their camera feed directly.
Oh, yeah.
So if there's a horrible thing or somebody says something nasty or there's a booby out, I'll actually be able to see it. So God, I wish I would have been capturing the recording for that baseball game I was talking about, where the camera's just going around there and you have the dudes celebrating and they're putting their hands up the baseball bat and then they start jerking it off and doing all that stuff. He just jerks it away so quickly because they didn't have anything back up to switch to.
Oh, man. Also, he just dropped that pass. That was pretty rough there. He should have called that.
Yeah, our friends south of the border would say that's no bueno.
Yeah. This is a big game, right? Or, they really need that right now. It's 18 seconds before halftime. You got to have that, man.
Yeah, it almost looked like they were kind of checked out, like they weren't really expecting to be back on the field, so they weren't, quite in the zone for that, which you can't do that for a second.
Not in this kind of matchup. Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I want to talk about with this game in particular, and I'll probably talk about it all season, is I am not really a Billy Napier fan, and he really has to do something to prove anything at all to me. And I think that he knows that he's got to put up the numbers or he's out. He's lost his job. That's a given. Yeah. There's nobody who's really going to argue that. But I think
See, I think he was like that already last year, and then they kind of surprised people with Lagway was part of that, and they won some of those games. I think people just wrote them off as losing early in the year, so he kind of got some goodwill with that. But the South
undeserved goodwill
last week, yeah, South Florida thing.
But look, like right here, you're about to see on your screen there the fights. This has been happening there, even in warm-ups. There was a huge team-on-team fight. I almost feel like maybe the pressure is getting to him so much that he's being a bit of a dick to his players, and all that aggression is now reflecting out, and that's why we're seeing so many penalties. That's why we're seeing a lot of this kind of nonsense happening.
I mean, bro, this is part of your coaching, man. You got to be on point with this kind of stuff. You can't have this hurting you too,
especially, I mean, granted, this is a high stakes game, so you're always going to say you can't have it in these high stakes games, but you really can't even have it in those powder puff games because that's when you end up losing those guarantees and really lose your job because you lost
Yeah,
the
that's a
St.
really
Mary's School
fast
for
way
the
to get
Blind.
let go for sure. Now I will say this is close. I mean, 10-10. If they can win this game some sort of way, I mean, I think it'll change a little bit of perception, with him. Now they got a tough stretch after this. I mean, it's not going to get easy after this, but I think this is going back to people just writing them off. I think, and myself included, like I didn't know if this would really even be close just because of where it was being played and what they showed last week. So,
I mean, I truly think Whit Weeks coming out of the game has significantly. I mean, there's a hole there, absolutely, and that's the passes they've been getting off. That's typically where he would be the one that would have interrupted that. And I'm not trying to throw shade on the next guy, but and this game really is escalating. Like I said, it started in warmups. There was about 20-on-20 brawl that ensued there. You had Garrett Nussmeier come run and try to pull all of his people out of it, and he was like, "They're just trying to get in your heads," saying stuff like that. Which, I mean, I think Napier's a dirty coach. Maybe he literally said that, like, "Hey, go start some fights, boys." And it worked. They got Weeks out of the game. They got arguably the biggest threat on defense removed right away. Definitely allowed them to be competitive here. Got this 40-yard attempt coming up.
I was about to say, I don't know if you've already seen this or not, but they are lining up for the kick right here. So,
no, they're trying to get flags drawn right now. It's Death Valley, baby. The real Death Valley to all you Clemson doo-doo biscuits
who
out
also had a rough day today. Yeah, I know that was bad.
I mean, I hate to say that I called it, but I did call that.
Now, I'll say this too. Now, you were talking about Billy Napier, but now let Brian Kelly mess around and lose this game, and somehow LSU just doesn't make it to the playoffs this year, then, yeah, you're going to start seeing some pressure on him because you're talking about a program that's fired 2 head coaches that won national titles. So they don't play that.
But, I mean, that was a good. That was a solid kick right there, son. But if you were going to replace that, I don't know who. I don't know who you would pull.
I think
I hope
the guy
not
for
Napier
South Florida,
or Sweeney.
I think, is actually going to be a coach that gets a lot of talk after this season. So I don't think he'll stay at South Florida forever.
That's very true.
They're getting spanked right now by Miami, but I mean they won 2 pretty big games already. So
I'm really hoping the Bulls pull the upset. That's a very big upset that I'm really leaning towards. But I think that might be the emotional pick that I made, and also the one pick that I messed up this week.
Well, looks like Miami's beating them 42 to, I think it was 12.
Oh, we're not gonna. At a certain point, we're gonna hope something magical happens, and I kick myself for missing it.
And I tell you something else that doesn't look great for Brian Kelly either is he left Notre Dame to come to LSU to win national titles, and Notre Dame has kind of went to the playoffs more without, has done just as well without him. So kind of rough there too.
But he did kind of get Notre Dame back on its feet. So one could argue that maybe they benefited a lot from what he put together there.
Yeah, just kind of maintain or keep.
Which I guess this year going into next year, really more than anything, would be the year that really shows, is this what you got on your own, or is this still leftover type mentality that you got in your program here?
So we're at halftime here. I'm gonna
Have you caught any of that Arkansas game?
No, I have not. I'm actually going to switch a few things up on my TV here, since we're at
Go.
halftime there.
Yeah, you go for it. I looked at a little bit of that, and I believe that Brian was trying to check out that. And I assume, GB likes to flip around and check out the different things, so he's probably got a gander at that too.
The Vanderbilt South Carolina game's at halftime too, and Vanderbilt's still up 14-7 there.
So what I'm looking at some of the throws right here for this game that there's 4 minutes left. I mean, they could put 30 points up in 4 minutes. There's
the Ole Miss Arkansas game is pretty close right now. 31-28.
We were kind of leaning that way, that it really rests on that quarterback that they got there. If the little piggy quarterback shows out, then there might be a program we got coming out of that far corner I guess it's not the far corner of the SEC anymore. We damn near go across the country, shit.
For real. Well, I mean, you talk about far corner. I mean, you got people in California now that are in, a conference that's based on the East Coast. So
right, which GB had brought up this question earlier, and he was saying, where do we see the future of college football going in terms of these conference breakdowns? Like, do we see just a north-south, east-west type thing? And I think we kind of are drifting probably towards having just a handful of major conferences. And when they say the Southeast, it will literally be probably like the Civil War South is the Southeast, and you'll have a Pacific Conference. You'll have the Middle Conference.
I just with the point I brought up with like Stanford being in the ACC, that seems a little bit ridiculous to me. I kind of wish they would make more sense the way it was divided, location, I guess. But I don't know.
It's money. It all comes down to money.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, wow. We also were getting some different commercial type things. It was interesting. I don't know what GB was watching it on, but he was getting different commercials than what Brian and myself were getting on there. And it's interesting to see what's tailored towards different markets. Like I have the Golden Bachelor right now. It's being promoted towards me. Which I am not up to date on, but I feel like that show's been going on or not that
quite
brand of it, but decades.
Yeah, it's kind of like Survivor. It just won't go away.
Right. I saw that was still going. I was like, wait, this is still going?
Yeah,
I
was the same way, dude. Same way. I saw that and I was like, man, I can't believe the show's still on.
And then part of me was like, I should try to be on Survivor. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Oh, man, I forgot that Notre Dame and Texas A&M are playing right now, too. That should be a really good one.
Yeah, the line on that, it opened out. Vegas had them, I think, clean 7-point favorites. And then right when it got to the opening kickoff, it was all the way down to just 2.5-point favorites.
Oh, wow.
So that line really tightened up, which, so clearly a lot more people were thinking that Texas A&M is going to say we got to rep the SEC and show Notre Dame that they ain't getting their first win today, baby.
Oh, no. So I just switched over to the Texas A&M Notre Dame game, and they have to cart somebody off the field like.
Oh, no.
I don't know who it is on the ground.
Well, I'm saying Notre Dame had the ball when I checked just a few seconds ago because I actually literally was just.
It must be pretty bad. Both teams are like huddled up. Now, he's still on the ground.
Yeah, if he's still on the ground, if they are going to cart him off, because
the cart's out there.
It seems like they pull that out less and less now too.
Yeah, you usually pretty some shit. I don't know who that was.
Man, you hate that.
Yeah, you do. maybe we'll get an update on that. It went to a commercial for me, so.
That might be why Brian's not here. He might be trying to fire off a tweet about that, get some information out.
Yeah. Like I said, it looked kind of bad there with just how they were all acting. I hope it's not.
On a lighter note, I got some highlights playing right now from Georgia Tech Clemson game.
That's what I'm watching too.
That truly was not necessarily expected, but very, very much welcome. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I know that they made a big deal about Klubnik coming back, being at Clemson this year. I don't know, man. It just seems like they just can't get it together.
I'm not a fan of the program. I'm not a fan of Sweeney for sure, but that being said, I'm not really a Georgia Tech fan by any means. There is some history there, and that's one of those programs with history that I don't feel one type of way or another, but I do respect when an older program is showing some, hey, we still exist, or, we'll still be relevant.
You got to give Georgia Tech a lot of credit, man. They're pretty good at winning some of those, big matchups like that, especially when they're not supposed to be anywhere close. But
what I was saying earlier is, this win is bigger than just them winning against Clemson. This is the win that potentially gets them a handful of good recruits coming in next year because they remember this, so that inspires them, and then that's their program building up and being a contender. Which they're still undefeated right now. It's early in the season though, but
yeah, they're showing Clemson's schedule the rest of the way. They got a couple kind of bigger matchups. SMU's on here, Duke, Florida State now looking like a much, better team than what we might have thought at the beginning, and South Carolina.
Sure.
So
I just saw an update on the
guy.
Well, they didn't do any injury update. They just did the game update itself.
Oh, I got you.
So it must be really bad.
Yeah, it didn't say. It just showed the score, right? It's about to be halftime there, it looks like. 28-24.
So did you catch any of the pregame buzz for this LSU-Florida game where they were showing some tailgating and all that stuff that was going on there?
I did not.
They had several different people that had whole Gators they had on a spit over the fire. I see it right
now. They're showing it.
Oh, what?
They showed a Gator on over the fire right there.
That's hilarious. They had some cool stuff. They had a whole hog on the fire too there.
Oh yeah.
The whole time I'm just like, man, I am salivating right now.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah. I'm sure that's good food there.
Although I did get some tailgate food just now at the beginning of this game. I was eating a big old bowl of chili.
We were lazy today. So Alabama, played early, and my wife was like, man, I should have made some dip stuff for today. I'm like, man, just don't worry about it. We'll do it next weekend or whatever. And we just ordered pizza. So.
You get that? I feel like I'm a dip guy. I pretty much every Saturday I need to eat some chili, or I need to have some chips dipped in something, whether it's buffalo chicken dip, some spinach queso dip, cheese dip, whatever. You got to have the dips, man.
That buffalo chicken dip, just chef's kiss.
So all of my birds here I raise, all my own food. We got our organic, free range chickens out there. Make our dip with that, and I've gotten spoiled on that, my man. Especially this last football season, I had buffalo chicken dip 2 nights a week the entire fall, and I also would have Rotel dip one night. I was on the football diet, But it is a good life to live, a life based on cheese mostly.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with it. Okay, so they got the Texas A&M Notre Dame game started back. It's got about 40 seconds left for halftime, but
Did we find out anything about that play?
Yeah, I must have missed it on that, but I'm sure they'll say something at halftime.
I'm gonna do a quick search for it, see if there's anything already out there.
Texas A&M with a big sack right there.
Oh, that was a funny. I just saw a quote on Arch Manning for the UTEP game they had today, and it was his coach talking to him, and they said, "I told Arch you're never really a quarterback until they boo you during the game."
Oh,
and he apparently got booed during the first half of this game. He said, "So now I guess you're an official quarterback."
Oh no! They played who was it? UTEP, I think, today.
Yeah.
I know the score wasn't probably what they wanted it to be, is being if you're a Texas fan. But hey, I mean, a win's a win, man. It's better than a loss.
Yeah, but I think I made a prediction that we wouldn't really see anything from Arch until he had this breakout game, particularly in, I'm calling this Red River rivalry, him coming out and he's maybe leads his team through a nasty victory, puts his body on the line and emerges as the undisputed leader. Holy cow. I just saw a highlight from the USC game. That was a big boy running in a touchdown. It looked like
I'd like to see a big man score every now and then.
It looked like the right guard with it or something, man. That was crazy.
So it looks like Texas A&M and Notre Dame going to go to halftime here at Texas A&M's 28, Notre Dame's 24. So
all right, it's Bryce Anderson that got hurt. He's a safety. I know that he's a safety.
Okay. Yes. No, it must have been pretty rough for them to cart him off like that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a safety getting injured right there, that's definitely a tackle at speed, and that's where you get those snappy injuries, you know.
So with the Texas A&M game, I thought it was at halftime, but they actually got a first down, and they got a timeout called, and now they're going to try to kick a field goal. It must be pretty long because Notre Dame's got a guy standing in the end zone. So just in case.
As a kicker, you know that's got to do something to your confidence where you got somebody down there.
He missed it anyway, I believe. Yeah, missed it. He kicked it long enough. He had the distance.
You hate to see that.
Talking about a coach, I think that, or was a good hire, Texas A&M with
yeah.
I think that's going to be good for them.
I think that's definitely a solid pickup right there. And Texas A&M, I mean, the Aggies, that's even a team that I was kind of always slightly following prior to them becoming truly relevant to the SEC. And that's probably Robert Earl Keene's fault. He's like a older country folk kind of singer or whatever. And he was from Texas A&M alumni, and just from there, watched a few of their games, saw a few players I liked, and just mildly followed them from that point on.
Well, and I will say that they should have really good resources as far as NIL and all that stuff goes. I don't think they're right up there with, the big boys. So,
I mean, realistically, anything in Texas, there's so much damn money there. I mean,
them and the Longhorns will have no problems.
There's so much money. There's so much raw talent. I mean, if you could just recruit out of Texas and Florida, you're solid.
Yeah, you got a good chance.
Although it seems like we're starting to get more football at a high school level across the board in the country, but they're also changing football to be more flag football than football, so.
Yeah, man, I know what you mean. Give me just a second. I'll be right back.
You're good, my man. So right now we're also getting an update from Ryan Williams. We know that he was taken out of the game in that Florida State, suffered an injury there. A lot of people were concerned, but it looks like he's doing all right. He's been out on the field today against Wisconsin, skirting around, still appears pretty mobile. That was good to see out there. I think he got in 2 touchdowns too, 5 receptions. Can't recall the yards offhand, but 150 plus for sure. I still cannot find anything other than Bryce Anderson was in fact injured. Trying to get an update on that. Watching it now. All right, so I'm going through his history, and it looks like he does have a pre-existing shoulder injury, and that kept him out of the game a couple years ago. So perhaps he just had a nasty hit and exacerbated that prior injury. Either way, we hope nothing permanent to the boy. Pulling up some of this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can prop that up into this chat here. Should at least be able to port in a live box score. Maybe put it in the corner. That would be oh so cool.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, you were completely good, my man. I was just trying to see if I could potentially. Nah. We'll wait till we swap to the other computer to do the screen share and stuff. That'll be next week. But that way we can have a game up on this screen at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume most people would just have this on kind of in the background almost, you know?
Yeah. I know this is kind of funny. I watch a guy that, like on YouTube sometimes, that watches football, does college sports stuff, and he stands up all the time, and people are like, man, how do you stand up the whole time? And he goes, guys, I've been doing this for years, so I'm just, get so nervous watching. He's a Georgia fan. He said, and when Georgia plays, I just can't sit down. So,
I mean, to be fair, I stand up the whole time pretty much. I mean, I'm on my feet all day, but I mean, I had some pretty bad injuries and whatnot, so sitting is actually not very comfortable for me. I prefer to stand. It's easier to stand or lay down, and it's not very socially acceptable to lay down while you're interacting with people.
Yeah.
Although, I guess if we slide fully into a Wally world, that's one thing I got to look forward to. Just lay down to have a conversation at any time. And when we had our last little get together, the batch of koozies weren't in yet, but we were trying to bring you some of these cool Dude Bros sports talk koozies and whatnot.
Nice.
Also got one for Coach too. Be pretty sweet. Oh, while you were away, I did look into the Bryce Anderson, the safety from the Aggies that was injured. And it looks like he has a kind of a history of some injuries there, mostly related to his shoulder. He actually didn't play in some games in 23 because of the shoulder injury. So I'm thinking maybe something involving that. What I'm hoping is maybe because he is favoring one side or the other, he didn't hit somebody incorrectly and mess up his neck,
Yeah, something serious.
But I know as someone who's had, injuries on one side or the other doing different contact sports, you do alter your technique in favor, and that is when you can make bigger injuries occur from not hitting somebody correctly or
I can only
whatnot.
imagine. Knock on wood. I've never had something big like that happen to me. Thank God. So I can only imagine though. Like even if you're 100% back from it, it's always got to be in the back of your mind a little bit. Like, hey, hopefully I didn't jack this up again, or
Well, I mean, realistically, I don't know too many people that are ever really 100% from any injury. It seems like everybody I know has some residual. I got this clicking here, this popping here.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah. Which is crazy to think. Imagine how good a baby must feel with 0 injuries in their life. So they have, none of these. I probably wouldn't be able to tolerate that kind of feeling right now. It would just feel too good, be too relaxed. A little bit of a fight escalating there. Man, I wonder if this is going to evolve into one of those like nasty rivalry things, because there's been a few years where they've gotten a little snippy in some games. But this one in particular is it's been low-key consistent all game. As if they keep a lid on it or if it escalates fully.
I know this is not hating on LSU fans, but they can definitely be rowdy from time to time, very, very spirited is what I should say,
It's fun. I think GB was saying that he thinks LSU is hands down the worst fans, like the most obnoxious, the rudest, the roughest, whatever. So I said I did not disagree, but I also was a closet LSU fan. So,
I mean, now being an Alabama fan, and I had been to an Alabama game when LSU came, and even like I went to a gymnastics meet when they came with some family, and even to that, they were pumped. They were there to cheer. So,
you got a fan in the chat cheering you on, by the way, Rista.
No.
Probably the gymnastics comment.
Yeah. Hey, man, Alabama used to be the truth back in the day.
Hey, I can't say anything negative about that. I really have and it's been some random sports. I've just gotten behind the team, whether it's this volleyball thing here or the golf team, going to support them here. It's just every now and then you see something, you just get inspired and you want to support the organization.
Hey, so my aunt and uncle had season tickets to gymnastics that I started going, when I was back in high school and stuff, and get out of the house, of course. And plus the women doing all this are, look pretty good. They're definitely not ugly. But man, I was thinking the first time they asked me, I was like, man, I don't know, man, this is probably some BS, man. I ain't. But then I started enjoying going. So, but they, like I said, they're really good back in those days.
The first time you see, for really any of those, we'll say non-traditional mainstream sports that are on TV all the time, the first time you actually go to any of those live and truly appreciate that, this sport really does require a tremendous amount of athleticism, talent, whatever the thing is, whether, like I said, somebody in gymnastics doing some crazy stuff, somebody in volleyball hitting this ball that then becomes a projectile, and you're like, holy crap, that was fast.
I mean, even me and my wife really enjoy girls softball during the summertime, man. Mm-hmm. And man, I really enjoy it. I think more than baseball. I really do. And I gotten so much into it. I'm really wishing they would play more of that on TV. I feel like they don't get as much time on TV because of baseball sometimes, or
I think you're starting to see more and more of that going on, especially
big sack right there too by LSU.
Yeah, you ain't told a lie. As I say, especially if you go to a bar or a restaurant, anything at all like that has multiple TVs, they're almost, if there is a softball game on, there's at least one game on the TV, just because there's enough of that demographic that appeals to now where they are putting it on there instead of, doubling down and having golf on 5 channels and this one, you know what I'm saying? I do hate that when there's a sporting event on, but they've got all these TVs playing this one thing, and then maybe one or two other things on. You're like, well, you've got all these TVs. Let's put some other crap on.
Yeah,
you know?
that's about to say. What's up? Some of all the games playing.
Now, it's really nice when you go to one of those places at an off hours, and like you and your crew are the only one there, and they're just like, here's the remote. Put whatever you want on wherever you want.
Whatever. Yeah, that is sweet. You're right.
Matter of fact, I think Brian and I walked into Buffalo Wild Wings one time, and there was only like one or two groups in there, and like every TV in the entire place was on one game because I guess they were fans of that. And I was like, this is obnoxious.
So let me cut you off for just a second because I just switched over just to see what was going on.
Uh-huh.
Vanderbilt has scored again on South Carolina. They've come back from halftime, and it is now 21-7. Vanderbilt winning.
Oh my gosh, that's a big
upset one
call
there.
too.
If they keep that one going,
that's a big upset call there too. We were talking about the quarterback out of Vanderbilt. He's a younger cat, but he's really showing.
Good. Yeah, he's good.
It seems like across the board in the SEC right now, like most of the more quarterbacks are standouts than not right now, are rising stars or people who are already there. It's very promising, That's very cool to see.
He's kind of at the bottom of the conference this year right now. I guess Kentucky, maybe not hating on you Kentucky fans out there.
The Mississippi State quarterback.
But, hey, Mississippi State just upset that's what
I'm
champion
saying.
Out of that conference last year. So, and even Kentucky, they played Ole Miss, what was it, last week. They had a very competitive game with them, so.
Yeah, that was a good game too.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Which the Rebels, they were kind of one of my sleeper teams, and my sleeper team for the SEC in particular that I thought might be pulling out there. I think Vanderbilt is another one there. Brian definitely is heavy on the Vanderbilt stock. And this game right here against South Carolina, I'll rewatch the film on this tomorrow. We'll see what comes of that. That's going to be – I'm excited to watch it.
So you'll have to forgive me if you see me get up like this from time to time because the door that I let my dogs in and out is right here, and they can't never make up their minds. So
ain't no thing.
But, dude, man, Alabama has, Vanderbilt again this year. That's going to be a tough one. I know they played in Tuscaloosa, but I think that's going to be a tough game again. And I really think Vanderbilt should be ranked right now already. I don't think. I think they got screwed on the AP this past week. I really do. I think Georgia Tech, even before they won today, also should have been ranked. But that's just my opinion on it.
Well, we'll see how it shakes out. I think
they'll definitely be ranked after this week.
Yeah, so I think both will definitely come out at the end of this.
Vanderbilt definitely should, I think, be in the top 25.
Man. Trying to think. We'll have, Penn State and Oregon.
That next week.
I think that might be the week after next, but that's really the only good competition out of that area that's popping in my head. I'm sure there's something blatant that I'm missing, but I was just trying to think.
Yeah, I hadn't looked it up for next week about what the big matchups might be. I know Alabama and Georgia both have byes next week, I believe, so they'll be playing the week after that. Because it's starting to get around that time in the season where, people have that first bye. So you might see a lot of teams like that.
Well, next week would be South Carolina playing Missouri. But
that might be a decent one, too. Missouri's kind of come on as well. So.
Well, I think that it'll be a game regardless, but it really might not be as hyped up because, right now that's 11 at number 25. But if you have South Carolina dropping out.
I guess South Carolina does slip up and lose this one tonight. Yeah, but still, Missouri is – I think they're in the top 25 right now, I believe. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're ranked number 25 because South Carolina's 11, Missouri just made it in at 25 for this past week. We'll have Texas Tech at Utah. Those are both ranked teams. I think they're 20 and 21 or 19 and 20, something like that.
Man, I hate to say it. That's two teams I have not really watched much this year.
Utah has been solid for 4 or 5
like they
years
always
now.
They're always pretty competitive every year.
It seems like that program has been a building program, though, and it's not really dipped. It's been kind of consistent. So
consistent, yeah.
It's something to recognize right now. Auburn will be playing Oklahoma.
Oh, that's
Auburn's also stuck into a ranking there now.
Yeah, I think they should, too. I mean, Oklahoma. Oh, that was a massive return by Florida just then.
Yeah. Watching that.
Dogs.
Ooh. But I think that's really going to be the bigger games that you'll have a lot of eyes on there. Michigan will play Nebraska. That'll be always traditionally something there, even if neither's ranked, but I think Michigan will still be ranked.
Where is the Oklahoma-Auburn game going to be played at, do you know?
That's going to be at Oklahoma.
Oh.
Yeah, that's when we had talked in like preseason predictions and whatnot. I said that Auburn, the first 4 games that they play will determine their schedule. I think they have the ability to win the first 4 games. If they win the first 4 games, there's no way that they don't win at least 8, and I think that they have a potential to be the dark horse and truly make a playoff run. So this game today didn't really show anything too outstanding and impressive for Auburn, but then again, maybe they were trying to hold some stuff back and make sure nobody got injured and maybe not reveal some trick plays or whatever they got up their sleeve for Oklahoma. So we'll see. I'd like to think that that is going to be a very good game.
I know if I am I'm blanking on his name right now for the quarterback that Auburn has.
Arnold.
Yeah. If I'm him, I want to stick it to Oklahoma.
Well, right. You got to show out for that game, for sure. And that'll be a good quarterback battle, him versus Napier. GB, he's really heavy.
Looking really good right now, yeah. Really good.
Which I've been a fan of Nussmeier from the beginning. This game, he's not being as impressive as I'd like him to be, but I still.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by the low score of LSU at the moment, but now that was a good defensive play right there.
Hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah. Did he bat that down or did he just hit him? Let me see the replay here.
No, he just hit him.
Oh, he batted it down. Yeah, nice.
Oh, you're behind me. I forgot that. I was like,
yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm in the
So the next play doesn't work out either. Sorry to spoil it. Yeah, I have noticed every time they cut over to Billy Napier, he has not looked confident once. He has been looking like he's sweating, like he's stressed the whole entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame the guy. I really can't.
I think he's out.
Buyout on his contract is. Maybe I'd feel a little bit better if I knew I was for sure getting millions, but
that is something also people in the back of their minds need to factor in. It's not just, oh, we hate this coach, get him out of here. It's you might hate this coach, but you're also costing your program a very big chunk of money.
Yeah. One with that, you got to keep in mind how much you have to pay that coach. And then you got to turn around and pay another new coach, if you know what I'm saying. And then you got to turn around and pay all your players the next season. So, yeah, it starts adding up pretty quick, even for a program that has a lot of money. I mean, I don't know of anybody other than Texas A&M that wants to shell out, 50 plus for a coach to be gone. So,
and let's be real, there's no way that is not something that is capped in and very much controlled here shortly. So it
probably needs to be, if we're being honest. So.
And I think that should honestly probably apply to the coaches too. Oh my gosh, you got a play coming up, my man.
Oh, okay. So this is 3rd and 18 for Florida. So this is what you're telling me, huh? Is the play coming?
Lock in.
Oh no. Oh no. He's off to the end zone there. Oh no.
Yeah, there is an earthquake that just got registered right there in that little stadium. Do you know why they call Death Valley, where it originated from?
Are you talking about Clemson's Death Valley?
No, I'm talking about the LSU Death Valley.
No, I don't know the story behind LSU's, I don't think.
The real Death Valley. So came out originally first because the whole Deaf Valley, unable to hear and all of that. But they also had allegedly rigged it up where the visitors section was miserable, and in the day games would be in the sun all day in this humid environment, in this huge box containing all the humidity and heat from tens of thousands of people.
Yeah.
So,
which is a real thing. I'll go ahead and
yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I know I played baseball in high school, and of course the home dugout was always on the side where the shade was, and in those hot ass games where the visitors just sitting there soaking up that sun, yeah, it sucks in any outside sport for sure, especially in the South or a hot area where you got a ton of humidity on top of all of it.
Yeah, I won't offend any municipalities, but when I was a young lad, this was in middle school, not even in high school, there was a same stadium for all the sports, like soccer, football, all that. And on the away games for this one particular one, bathroom on each side, the bathroom designated to us was a toilet that didn't have a seat or anything on it, didn't have running water in it,
no.
it wouldn't flush and all that. And you got a full team of nervous middle school boys been eating garbage and all that right before. Just awful. They knew what they were doing there.
So this is kind of interesting too, just because I had no idea about this kind of thing. I went with my uncle one time to Alabama's football stadium. We got to take a tour during the off season, and we went and we got to go into both locker rooms, the home and the visitors. And when we got in the visitors, our guide was like, I'm sorry for all the people that are not Alabama fans. I'm just the one stadium I've really been in, but he said that they said that we had a nice one. And I was like, I wonder why. And he's like, yeah, apparently they'll sometimes paint the visitor locker rooms pink in other stadiums. I was like, oh my God, that is kind of rough there. But I never would have thought that was the thing. So
it very much is crazy. I know in some professional football stadiums, they actually have very subtle things like the toilets are 2 inches shorter on this side, little stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Yeah, that is kind of funny.
Especially if you're programmed to do a certain way and you reach for something, then you're just off. Maybe that throws your game off psychologically.
That would never even cross my mind to set up something like that.
Right. But I mean, when you've got millions and millions of dollars, those things it starts being worth. Hey, let's replace these commodes real quick. Let's lower those door handles.
But if anybody else's football program offers that, I highly recommend going and checking out stadiums like that. It's pretty neat, man.
I'd like to do an episode where we kind of review the different stadiums, specifically in the SEC, but then branch out from there. And because there's some really cool ones out there. The way they're designed, some of the stuff that messes with the visitor side.
I really would like to do is go to some other stadiums. I have been to Auburn's, I think, one time, a long time ago, before they got that big screen in their stadium, which is very nice, by the way. But that was a nice experience too. Auburn had great campus, and all that was really nice. So, but I can only imagine some of these stadiums that are just huge, like this Tennessee playing earlier with Georgia, you could definitely tell that place was rocking.
Right.
LSU here, great atmosphere, I'm sure.
I've been to, obviously, I mean, the SEC is a million teams now, so I haven't been to all of them, but I've been to the traditional SEC. I've been to most of the stadiums.
Oh, really? Nice.
Experience. Yeah, I've been very fortunate with all that. But I really would love to make like a tour and do all that.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool to have the time to be able to do that for not just college football, but all football or maybe all sport. Like I'd like to do that for baseball parks too.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool, even just for the historical aspect of it, to go and visit all these different pieces of history and everything that went on through them.
Florida's really going to have to get on it here. I mean, they got some time. That's only 10 points. But they definitely need to.
Well, I mean,
they have to burn a timeout right here.
It's the mentality that we're really.
Oh, they got a flag. They didn't get the timeout off. I'm sorry. You probably.
No. I'm saying I'm just piggybacking off of you. There's plenty of time. This game was absolutely not lost by any means, but you do kind of see some emotional stuff going on right now. You got to get your head in the right space. So you need to get some momentum going now.
Playoff or something here. Because you definitely don't want to get too far behind, especially at LSU, because the crowd's just gonna they're not going away. They're not going away.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because in that one game earlier that we were talking about, where the crowd got completely silent when the team that they thought was going to be winning wasn't winning, and they all looked very sad, that kind of went away right there.
Dude, the Tennessee-Georgia game earlier, when that guy missed that kick, oh, my Lord, that stadium it took it out of him when he missed that kick, which I know it is very disappointing, but.
Oh, we were saying props to the camera guy, the way he was swapping it, because, I mean, you really did feel the emotion there.
Oh, yeah.
I got to see several hundred people intimately sad, not just a smear of people. I mean, I was zooming in on Jim Bob and Kathy and all of them.
But got to say, though, Tennessee, for most of that game, they were hyped. I mean, that you could definitely tell it in that stadium was really pumped for that game.
Honestly, that probably was a very big factor in the outcome of the game, and in Tennessee being so competitive would be just that.
Plus, it was so back and forth too. So you have a lot of big moments.
And if you're there as a loyal fan, you really have to understand you truly are part of the experience. Yeah. So when your kicker misses a field goal, you can't let the momentum completely die. You've got to be
behind. Yeah. Because that affects the player too.
Oh yeah.
Or it can affect them.
Yeah, we had.
I definitely had. Remember coaches in big games like that saying that the crowds definitely helped them in certain situations. So that's 100%. The thing.
I think that's something that gets overlooked quite a bit, because it can absolutely be a key factor.
Definitely can. We're on a commercial break for the Florida LSU game, so I'm just going to check on. Let's see, the Vanderbilt and South Carolina game. No. Still 21-7 there.
Who did I want to look at the rankings? All right, so we got Ohio State, Penn State, then LSU. Those are the top three right now, all with votes. I think Oregon might have received, one top vote.
Number 4 right now.
So that's the line. And then under that, I might even put Oregon up there with them. And the next drop down tier, you got Miami, which
who just showed up tonight too, by the way.
Yeah, I hate to say, I really didn't want to give Carson Beck any credit at all ever on anything. But
I mean, dude's good, man.
But on the note
He
of
might
Carson
look like
Beck,
Timmy off of South Park a little bit, but
yeah, my thing that I said on
got in my head. I'm sorry.
I mean, that is what it is. He's the love child of Sid the Sloth and Timmy from South Park.
He can play football.
As long as he gets one eye on the ball.
Yeah.
So, interesting thing is this past week at number 7 in the polls, they still had Texas, and Texas is if you're going in the hierarchy, the first team with a loss that's ranked, and they're all the way up there at number 7, right under Georgia that was at 6. Now, I think Georgia is rightly where they need to be. I don't think they're dropping any at all. Now, Texas, maybe Texas slide. I know traditionally you don't really drop if you don't lose, but
it's probably a little. I know it's a win, but it's a little bit of a disappointing win maybe for them. I understand that, but I mean they'll have. I don't know who they play next, but I'm sure they have plenty of chances to impress still.
Right.
So.
Now, under Texas, we had what would be under Texas? Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame.
And they're in a fight right now with Texas A&M.
So, I'm pulling for Texas A&M, obviously, no matter what there. But if Texas A&M pulls that out, then Notre Dame's got to slide down there. Because they were a team that was. So, sorry to interrupt, but
no,
they were the team that I mentioned the stat about Texas. So, Notre Dame was ranked as number 8 without having a single win. That is why I had a problem with that. Like, how are you going to – I get that you're like, oh, they're a good team. They lost to a good team. It's like, still, we're multiple weeks in here, and you don't have a win. So
yeah, it's kind of hard to – I don't like – big sack there. I don't like the way the AP poll's done, man. And I know they say it doesn't matter, but it does, dude. When, like, at the end of the year when the committee starts picking it, you don't think that they don't look at that AP poll and it affects how they set that up? It definitely does. So, I mean, I think we need to do a little bit better with the AP poll or have a different setup at the beginning of the season, in my opinion there. But that's just me. And this is coming from an Alabama fan. I don't even know if Alabama should be ranked number 19. They look good today, but, I mean, Wisconsin wasn't ranked either. So,
right, which – there's still a lot of season for all this to shake out and move around. On that note, Lagway, Florida has truly been ruined by penalties this game, but I think
you got to think if they would have got that touchdown earlier, they'd only be down by 3, Way better position to be in.
Yeah, they probably would have had better momentum. They probably wouldn't have made other mistakes. They probably would have at least got another field goal, probably be tied, maybe even them winning. That's just – but I'm glad that Lagway is showing out. But one of the things that I said is that both quarterbacks really need to step up. That I don't know if Florida can pull out the win in this, but I think that no matter what, Lagway as an individual is going to put forth a lot of effort in this game and show out. Because, I mean, as someone who kind of likes his play style, I really hope that he goes to any other school and, you know what I'm saying? Like, goes where his talent can be used better and
I feel like, and I hate this for the Florida fans, they could tell me I'm wrong here, but if Lagway gets hurt again, I feel like it's really going to affect them compared to like some other teams with the quarterback going down this year. The quarterback is a huge position for anybody. Don't get me wrong, but
he's very.
They may prove me wrong too. I don't know. So.
Well, I mean, LSU's defense has really suffered from not having weeks. I think Florida's offense would suffer even more without Lagway.
Lagway, yeah. This is also, I don't know who their backup is, so I can't.
I will say their backup, he's pretty solid in terms, I'm blanking on his name, but he's had many touches and he's got good rapport with the team because you got to think Lagway, wasn't even touching a football until 4 weeks ago. He only has 4 weeks of
'cause
practice right now. So, I mean,
that's right. He was still in recovery over the offseason, wasn't
yeah, so they've been honing that backup and the backup's backup. So they're
he?
locked in
At
for
least you got
that.
the experience with the snaps. That does go a long way, you're right?
Yeah, I really hope that kid doesn't hurt himself further either, though.
See, I know you already saw it, but even taking hits right then, I wish he wouldn't have to do all that kind of stuff. But
No, I mean, he's putting his name out there. This is the week that
yeah,
you really are trying to make your name as,
especially
hey, I
coming
need
off
to
a
be in the
loss from
Heisman
last
race.
week. Yeah, you definitely need a good showing on here.
The fans. Now, at number 9 in the polls this past week, we had Illinois.
I have not watched them play much either. I'm sorry to say.
I've seen a little bit of them. They've had a consistently decent program for a while. They've been a building program since we shifted to this new system that we're in.
Is
for
that
sure.
where Brett? Oh man, he used to be at Wisconsin and Arkansas.
You talking about the coach there or
Head
whatever?
coach. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm blanking.
Is that
now,
where he
too.
went?
Belima. I can't pronounce
Yeah,
it, but yeah.
I thought that's where he went. Dude, he did some work at Wisconsin.
Well, that's what I'm
Struggled a little
saying.
bit in Arkansas, but I mean, he wasn't horrible.
But since he's moved there, that's been 4 or 5 years now of building that pro. Like I said, they've
he's
been
done well
consistent.
there. He's done really good there.
But on that same token, I mean, looking at the teams, I really think Indiana is the underrated team from that whole area that's really going to break out. Which, let's see.
Their schedule might be favorable too.
I think that, so they're ranked number 22 right now. I see them. I mean, their big contest, they'll be playing Illinois. That'll be a game right there.
Yeah, well.
And that'll determine, who Big Dog is. Then after that, we got Florida State, South Carolina.
Do you know who Florida State plays next week? They had a bye this weekend, so I know they creamed a team last week. It was bad. Mike scored 70 points on them, I think.
Florida State. So they'll play Kent State coming up.
Okay.
Then they'll play UVA. And then they'll play Miami. So that'll be the game.
That'll be a real, good matchup there.
That'll be, which I've really liked from Florida, is all the teams playing each other back and forth. It kind of, especially with a larger state like that, larger football demographically, I would like to see kind of state championships, and then the champion from each state plays for like the region championship, so because I mean, we've got enough teams in all these places realistically, especially Texas, especially Florida, Alabama. I mean, you got Troy, South's really putting together a more and more solid program as long as Belichick doesn't smack their players.
Just gashed Florida on that. Oh my Lord, that was a big pickup.
I mean, as we've gotten kind of the mid end of this third, it seems like the wheels might be coming off for Florida, but
this is
still game to go.
Yeah, they do. But if LSU puts another touchdown on the board here, this is going to start getting. You got less than 2 minutes left in the third, so Florida really needs to hold them on this drive, or they're going to be in a bad way for sure.
LSU band getting it. Oh, I don't know if you caught that earlier. I'll put this right there. I don't know if you can see that. I know it's a small picture. But that gentleman there is 66 years old and is a college freshman. So after he retired, his lifelong dream was to play in the LSU marching band. So he enrolled at LSU and is now a freshman and is the oldest member of their band. But that group rocking out there contained that old dude. That's pretty cool to me.
Yeah, that is me.
And I was saying earlier, I hope that he has some grandkids or something that can truly appreciate that and are like proud. You're like, that's my grandpa. That's cool as shit, you know.
I don't know if you saw this, but Troy had a valiant effort last week against Clemson, and today they played Memphis, and did
not so valiant.
Go well. Yeah, did not go well for the Trojans.
Yeah, I low key was, we'll see what the Trojans are putting out there, but very early I was like, okay, go Tigers, I guess.
Not their week.
There's so many.
Which really makes me worried about Clemson, considering they lost today. So.
Yeah, they might be sliding down a lot. I mean, they're ranked number 12 right now.
Yeah,
I realistically would kick them all the way out of the top 25, but I don't think they'll slide that far. But in my book, yeah, you don't deserve to be there.
I don't know what they'll do with them. Of course they won't be number 12, but they just haven't looked good, man. Like even, I don't know. It's just, I know it was a close loss today, and I said Georgia Tech should have been ranked anyway. So
I think Georgia Tech absolutely will pop up there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh man, LSU did not get that conversion right there. I don't know where they are on the field right here. Looks like Nussmeier's going to stay out there, so they're going for it on 4th and 1 here.
So right now, what ESPN just put up there was that the Florida Gators are projected to beat Florida State when they face them. I laugh at that statistic there.
Yeah, that's 60%.
That is absurd. Are they going to assassinate half the Seminole team? Like, what in the world?
That was a really good punt right there by LSU.
That was
down at the 2. Wow.
That's another kind of low-key position that can really impact the team if you have somebody with true talent there.
Yes, it can.
And it can really ruin a team if you got somebody who is not.
Got somebody that can't punt. Yeah. Yes, sir. So back in my day when I was growing up and Alabama was not in the Nick Saban era, we punted a lot. So it mattered. I won't never forget. There was a game one time that we were playing and losing. Might have even been playing Auburn. And we punted the ball, of course, for the 15th time probably during the game. And they were so cocky and confident that the guy that was returning it just had the punter left, and he was going to run him over. He just was running straight at him. Punter just bent over, and the guy did like 2 flips on the field. Best game of the year for me.
Absolutely silly.
It's funny to me when people, if you're young and if you've grown up with just the Alabama Nick Saban days, it was not always like that.
Yeah, you have
everybody
no
out
concept.
there. Alabama was definitely had their low days.
So I will say I have been a diehard Raiders fan my entire life. So I am well adjusted to any disappointment that the world can throw at me. I'm prepared. I've seen it. But in my time, we're going to see the Raiders rise to their deserved spot of greatness. And it'll be a good day.
It's like there's a new Tron movie coming out. I had no idea.
Yeah, we're gonna try to cover that for Dude Bros Rewind,
really?
I believe.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
I think that might be one of the ones we go to the
Go to and
midnight
watch.
release of.
Man, I'll be honest with you. It's been a long time since I've been to the movie theaters. I've gotten so, I guess, just lazy, or just don't want to deal with people in real life that I just wait for it to come out on a streaming service to watch most things. Unless I don't know, man. It's just not like it used to be where I'd see something, I'd be like, man, I really want to see that day one, or first week or whatever.
Well,
I
we've
don't know if
had
this,
a dry spell really when it comes
yeah,
to good. I mean, there'll be a good movie every now and then come out, but I mean, that's one of the times with our lives we really were spoiled. Like, so you talk about kids now that grew up in the Nick Saban era. We grew up in an era where we were absolutely spoiled, where every weekend we have good movies. I mean, you could literally go every weekend and see something new that was something good and have a great time.
So to your point with that, I was watching I think y'all were doing a review on Independence Day, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and it was mentioned in that like the movies that came out that year with that movie, and I was like, oh my god, those are great movies. I can't believe that many good movies came out that year, and I guess it's just
There
been
haven't
so
been that
long
many
since
good movies since college.
yeah, I was just like, man, back in the day it was awesome. I just didn't realize.
Yeah, like we had no concept of that because it was just normalized. It's like, yeah, of course there is a new blockbuster film that changes my whole paradigm on life every month, That really carried through for a while there. I mean, you got to think you're seeing films like 300 in theaters coming out jacked up. Are you ready to fight a car, like whatever. Follow that all the way through, even all the way up to like Inception, really. You watch that and you
all that in theaters.
You walk out and you're like, what even is real?
Oh, that was a good one.
That's what I truly want to say. I truly would like to have something like that again. Or when I saw The Dark Knight in theaters, that was
so good.
Yeah, that was incredible. That's one of the few movies I saw multiple times in theaters just because I was like, this is so good.
Point there, man. I just was about to say, I can remember going and seeing some movies multiple times. Like this was when The Hunger Games was out, and during that time I was reading the books, and I was really into those movies, and I went and saw, I think it was the second one, Catching Fire. I think I saw it like 2 or 3 times with different groups of people. Enjoyed every bit of it. Yeah. But I wouldn't do that today with, I just can't think of anything I'd do that with today.
So here's the question then. Do you think that's you getting older? Do you think like kids today would still see things multiple times, or do you think it's just
maybe.
quality?
There might be a little truth in that. You're probably right. And like I said, I think I'm just getting grouchier in my old age, just go to the theater. I got to deal with people, like these young whippersnappers making all this noise. I could just watch this in my living room, drink my beer, Oh my Lord. Vanderbilt is still giving it to South Carolina. They are in the fourth quarter now, still 21-7, and just got a first down off a run. That would be a real big upset. I mean, South Carolina's number 11 right now.
I mean,
and rightly so. I think South Carolina's a good team. Oh my Lord! Second half average yards, rushing yards for the team, 9.5 for Vanderbilt. That's pretty good. Like to see that stat.
That's some video game
solid.
Stats.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Most of the time you'll take 5. It's been a good weekend for these. A lot of big games today.
Yeah, this Florida LSU game right now is probably the least entertaining game that I've seen, and it's been pretty entertaining up
it's
until
still
right
a
now.
10-point difference. Yeah, that's saying really. Something.
And I mean, we might have Lagway pull some magic out here shortly and make this a game.
13, a little over 13 minutes left. They definitely need to get something out of this drive, though.
Let's see if I can.
What is have you seen the Texas A&M Notre Dame?
I'm pulling that.
I was about to say I forgot that game was on too right now. It's the only bad thing about these weekends is you got to try to flip through all the channels all the time when you got everything on at once.
So Notre Dame's got the ball, and they are now up 31-28. Still a lot of time left in that game too.
Yeah. 4th and 4. Got to go for it here. Wow, this is pretty big.
Let's see what the over/under was.
Somebody's taking a timeout here. I guess
wait.
it was LSU. I think LSU took a timeout.
Should have put some money on that Notre Dame game. The over/under on that right before kickoff was 48.5 points. They are well past 48.5, and it's the third quarter. Which the live updated now. So if you would have been betting at like halftime, for instance, they adjusted that all the way up to 78. That's a 30-point adjustment in the over/under. Good Lord. I think that is the highest over/under of the day. Let me verify that. We might have our statistical outlier. Yeah, that is it. That is the largest one. That is what Vegas predicts the most points will be scored is in that particular game. That is wild.
Commercials, man. Commercials.
And hey, right behind that is Arkansas Ole Miss, though. They adjusted that game, which they only adjusted that by about 15 points, but they still ratcheted that up all the way up, too, to just 2 points below that other one. So that's those are some high, outlandish scores there. Which, once again, go back to your childhood. Somebody's talking about, like, now, if Oregon is not Grant or GB made the comment, Oregon puts up at least 50 points every game, you know?
Yeah.
To casually say that 20 years ago or 30 years ago, people would be like, what are you talking about? What team is always going to put up 50 points? I don't care who they're playing, you know? Another Travis Hunter commercial.
I got a Borderlands 4 one on mine. I actually bought that game today. Enjoying it. Really enjoying it. Might do a little streaming on that. I don't know.
I didn't play the first one, but I did check out the second one of that series.
Oh, really good. Yeah, really good.
Jeez, that would have been 15 years or so ago. That sounds about right.
Yeah, man, it does. I'll be right back.
I mean, if we're going quarterback to quarterback, Lagway's really the one standing out here. Nussmeier better sharpen up just to get his stats a little better. Show he deserves to be in that race. Drive that Nuss bus. Billy Napier, you were falling apart. (41-35). Ole Miss Arkansas game. 76 points. Meaning they have already hit the new adjusted over. Ooh-wee. So Nussmeier's going to need to get some solid completions here. That's one right there. good momentum, good stats padding right there. Get that average up, get that completion up, get momentum back on your side. DJ Lagway, though, unfazed, keeping his eye on the prize. There's still time for a comeback, folks. He's not writing it off yet.
So apparently, I left it just the most horrible time because
That's
it
what
looks
I mean.
like LSU just put it on Florida right there.
Yeah, I was like, so Nussmeier's going to absolutely have to make a solid completion here.
Yeah,
I was
this
like,
is
that's a solid completion right there. It's a little bit more than that.
like I said, they get points right here. It's you got no more room for error if you're on Florida's side here.
Now, I will say the camera panned over to the sideline there, and old Lagway was not phased at all. He was zeroed in. He's going through the plays, looking at the tablet. Yeah. He's dialed in, so he will still be trying to perform. Oh, my gosh. And that, oh, my gosh.
So I'm assuming, oh, man,
Stay
I wish
tuned.
I wasn't behind. So just like, still on fast here.
So we had a aggressive Florida player strip the ball. Then we had a fumble that then got kicked further back. For the Tigers to wrap up on the ball.
I was about to say LSU did keep it, but they
still got pushed back. That was
a big loss. Good strip.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, even if they just told LSU to a field goal,
a lot better than a touchdown right here.
Oh my God, damn!
Stay tuned.
Yeah. You got a freight train coming in there for Easter. Ooh wee. And coach ain't happy on the sidelines there.
Ooh. Oh.
He is dog cussing Nussmeier. He said, "You stupid son of a bitch."
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Meaning you could have just made a big uh-oh for us.
I hate to say this. I'm just not a big Brian Kelly fan. I don't know what it is. Even when he was at Notre Dame, I don't.
Well, see, I'm not a Notre Dame fan, and I didn't like Brian Kelly coming to LSU. I've liked previous coaches. If you struggle to speak English and you sound like you belong in the Water Boy coaching the Mud Dogs, you belong at LSU.
Oh, Coach Adam.
That is what I want. Yeah, that is what I want out of my LSU coach, 100%. But, I mean, the things that needed to happen for Florida to stay in the game have magically just happened.
Yes, did. Yeah.
And here we go, Lagway. Oh. Get up, son.
Florida has 3 turnovers in this. Ugh. It's rough.
I think we'll probably see one more turnover this game. The way these boys are playing.
Oh, Lagway with a good run there.
That's what I'm saying. I think Napier said he's going to sacrifice the shittiest players, so everybody better pull their weight. He's out for blood, man. And those players are aggressive right now. This is about the most aggressive I've seen Florida players play in my life.
Well, they need to get something out of this drive, whether it's a field goal or you got to have the points now.
Oh yeah, you
getting way too late.
Can't march down the field here and come up with nothing. That's absolutely not an option. Now, I already said, Whit Weeks is off, but his brother is still on there. I do like in football where you have those brothers or cousin combos playing together out there. That's a really cool experience, a really cool thing to have. And I would really like to see that translate to, say, the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've had remember when we had the Kelseys,
Yeah.
But you know how disgusting that would be if you had some brothers that grew up together and were twin guard and tackle or tailback and fullback, some complementary positions there. That is where you just have that incredible. Oh my God. There's some hits coming, son. This game is playing out right now not a 10-point game. This is playing out like a 2 or 3 point game,
Oh. So I hadn't seen the hit yet. It's 39 on my screen still. Okay, I saw the hit then. So they're going to have to go for it here.
Oh, yeah. That's a given.
I mean, and they're at a good part of the field to make that call.
Oh. Forrest. Cheeky. For about a second and a half there was a lane open up, and I thought Lagway was about to take it to the end zone.
Well, he did get the first down at least.
But that inside linebacker just shifted over. He just happened to look back because he wasn't supposed to be there. He happened to look back and then turned his body and shifted there. Lagway was absolutely about to head for the promised land, son.
Looks like Texas A&M and Notre Dame are tied now, 31-31 in the third. Somebody taking a timeout here, I'm assuming. Oh, no, it's under review. Okay. I'm assuming they're saying that guy's foot may not have been in bounds. Let's see.
Arkansas, Ole Miss, under 2 minutes now.
Yeah, it's definitely a completion. Yeah, control of the ball. Both feet are on the inbound. Let me see. Let's see what Vanderbilt and South Carolina are doing while we take a commercial break there.
So that Arkansas Ole Miss game, we're getting right towards the wire there. ECU game's almost over. That's a blowout. Nobody thought it would be anything other than that.
I'm pretty sure we're going to go ahead and pencil this in as a upset of the day. Vanderbilt's now winning 30-7 with 5 minutes and 29 seconds left in that game over South Carolina.
I don't want to jinx anything for the boys, but
they're about to kick a field goal right now to increase. This is probably the extra point. Would make sense. So it should be 31-7. It is.
Silly.
Vanderbilt, man, the South Carolina fans leaving the stands. That's a rough one. That's huge win right there. Huge.
So we're looking at potentially Ohio State, Penn State, LSU, Oregon, Miami, Georgia.
Yep.
And then I'm going to say Illinois moves up to 7. Maybe we have Oklahoma bump up
there
that.
a little bit. Yeah.
Florida State.
Maybe 8 or 9. Because I think they're number 10 this week.
I think Florida State bumps up to 9 and stays right there under Illinois.
They didn't play this week, so yeah, that would definitely make sense.
Nothing too significant, but still by default sliding.
Yeah, you got to move them up.
Now we have Iowa State. Iowa State's going to keep getting a little bit of traction there.
They won today, I believe, over I can't remember who they played. I'm gonna let my dog out because he's needy.
And so we have, out of everybody already, we have Notre Dame, South Carolina, and Clemson dropping down, saying they were ranked too high. They're not where they deserve to be. So Notre Dame, South Carolina, Clemson dropping down. Tennessee probably dropping down a little bit there too. South Florida, honestly, probably dropping off the top 25. They may come back up there later, but they probably dropped all the way off.
What are they right now? 18?
18, yeah. Which
I don't know how far they'll fall, but I mean, they didn't. It wasn't a close loss today, so that's what hurt them so bad.
I think we absolutely have Georgia Tech moving up.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I think we have
Vanderbilt be coming in there somewhere.
I don't know if I think Vanderbilt deserves to be in there. I don't know if they will make it all the way in there. I would put them in there on mine though for sure.
So they're 2-0, and after they win they just beat the 11th ranked team. They'll be 3-0. They definitely should be in the top 25, in my opinion.
Well, here who is going to be competing with them. You're going to have Arizona State and BYU. Those are going to be the two teams that are going to take that other slot in place of Vanderbilt.
Didn't Arizona State lose already to Mississippi State last week? Who lost to them?
Last week. We're talking about this week right now.
Yeah. I know, but I mean,
I'm just saying how the votes, like for the AP votes, those are the new ones. Those are the two. That'd be 26 and 27. So they're the ones that are sliding up. Yeah. So if they're not losing this week, then they're still right there in that spot because the system's stupid.
It is sometimes, you're right, as we have established.
Yeah, and because after that would be Georgia Tech, which we already know. Georgia Tech will pop above them. This is a good victory all there. And then after that, you had Florida, but I don't see Florida doing anything. As if you pay attention to the screen here for a couple more seconds, you'll understand why.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Not what you want to see if you're a Gator fan. Oh no!
Skip. I mean, that was a good ball, but it was not put in the right place. Probably should have went to the other side.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little bit impressed with LSU's defense more, and I thought I'd be more impressed with Nussmeier and their offense. And it's the defense that's really looked pretty good in this game. I mean, that's 4 turnovers for Florida. Got to be pretty happy with that if you're the Tigers.
Yeah. Which, I mean, this whole season I've churched up LSU's defense and said that, statistically their secondary is on point. They always have had some of the fastest corners in the game, and their safeties are usually some of the smarter boys that see how the play's coming out and put themselves in the right positions, which comes down to a good coaching scheme, obviously, having people where you need to be and giving them the freedom they need. Texas Tech. What did I say that Texas Tech game was? I'm trying to think. I'm not actually asking you to recall. I won't be upset that you don't remember all the random crap I say.
I don't remember.
So they'll be playing Utah. That's what it is. So the Texas Tech Utah game that will be coming up on the 20th, that will be a big determining game. Both of them are ranked, and they're ranked right beside each other. Right now, they're 20 and 21. They will probably be 18, or they'll probably be 17 and 18, or 18 and 19 after this week. And I think one of them is going to get smacked out of the 25 after that. And I think it's too early to say that it's going to be the Utes, but I almost want to say it's going to be the Utes. I'll review the Raiders film from last week and from what they're putting out. We'll see. But right now, if I had to bet this instant, it would be on the Utes.
Yeah.
But all Monday when we do that talk, I'll have who my picks are truly ironed out. And then we've got Indiana in there. I think they deserve to be, but they're going to need some more competition. Now, right above Auburn, we have Michigan. And right under Auburn, we have Missouri. And all three of those teams, one could argue, don't belong there at all, could argue they're in the right spot, or could argue they need to be higher. Now, from what I saw from Auburn today, I don't think they need to be higher at this point in time. Maybe if they put on some better stuff next week, but not right now. Michigan, I think Michigan's just overrated right now, my dude.
Dude, I don't know if I have them. Yeah, I'm not high on Michigan this year. I don't think this is their year. But
I think if they were to slide out of there, so if a lot of people that vote for these big schools just because they always vote for the same schools.
They're blue bloods.
Yeah. So if they didn't do that and vote for Michigan, then I think you would absolutely have Vandy in there this next week with Arizona State, with BYU, with Georgia Tech as your 4 new incomers. And that'd be Michigan kicking out of there for sure. And I'd probably go ahead and have Clemson drop all the way off too, because they don't look good.
Not look good this year.
No,
not even on their. Yeah, I mean their win over Troy. Let's be real, was not good.
Yeah, not after Troy showing today. Now,
yeah,
if Troy
would have beat Memphis' tail,
yeah,
it would have been a lot different. Yeah, the perspective on that would have definitely changed. I agree.
But on that same token, that doesn't make the LSU beating them look that good.
No. So, assuming that this is going to hold, which Florida did just hold them on 3rd and 2 right there. So maybe I won't say it yet. I won't drink some yet. So
yeah, it's nothing.
Still got a little time. I'll give them a little time here.
Nothing is definite yet.
Yeah, I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth, as we might say.
I will say, if there is any comeback to be had, this will be one of those epic ones that.
Oh yeah.
Will be solely the reason that Mr. Napier is not fired immediately, and that.
So that was what I was about to say. So if you lose this game right here, it's really going to turn up on him. I think it's already. I mean, he's already.
That might have been the talk.
Now. So yeah,
he just took Lagway to the side. He might have been like, "Look, I'll give you $10 million if you win this game."
Now I will say this too for any Florida fans, like to still only be down 10 points to number 3 LSU at LSU, and you've had 4 turnovers in this game. I mean, it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse. So,
yeah, but then does that come down to, is LSU not as good as we think they are?
Yeah,
Everybody they've played has seemed worse and worse.
Yeah, because the Clemson win is starting to look not as impressive, I guess. I don't know.
But, I mean, I do have leanings for LSU, so I'm not going to put too much bad juju out there on them. I do not think Nussmeier is having a solid night. I think this is probably the worst I have seen him.
Yeah, I would have expected a little bit more out of him tonight than, what he's put up.
I think maybe that case might be.
Maybe both of these quarterbacks have really kind of struggled. I mean, you saw the interception with Lagway last drive with them.
I think he's trying to do too much because he's had it together, and he's kind of.
And your defense is playing good too. Yeah, you got to be calm out there for sure.
And now he's limping a little bit. This is not the game you.
So what's this flag for? I'm assuming you already know.
I don't rightly know. Billy Napier doesn't rightly know, but
Is that holding?
I think he was trying to say it was something against roughing the passer, but he was rushing. They've kind of just it went
It's
away.
holding. It's holding on offense. You about to say there's no way that was a personal foul. Looks like Notre Dame snuck up and ahead again by 34-31 in that game.
Well, that's what I get for not obsessively checking.
I just saw it on the bottom of the screen.
But still, there's a whole fourth quarter there.
Oh, Lagway with a good pass there. Good pickup. They're gonna have to speed this up pretty quick. You got 4 minutes left, 10. You gotta score quick here.
So I will say my call for the Vandy game was that if Vandy wins, they absolutely will not hit the over. And so right now, the over-under on that is 39.5 points. So the line came out at 47.5. So I'm good at when it came out, but if we were playing it up until the end, nobody can score anymore.
So Lagway with another good pass completion there. They're midfield now.
I think.
Hey, another good grab there by 89 for Florida.
And another one.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if you took out them picks, Lagway's stats are still pretty solid. I mean, very desirable.
There he is again, man. Picking up some more. Getting out of bounds.
Like I said, and another one.
They need them right now. Clock's working against them, though, man. They got to hurry up. Yeah. LSU only has that one time out, though. So
I think realistically, Florida kind of needs to add another back that's got some meat on him. Because, I mean, Lagway, he's got a decent frame. Oh, my God.
I don't know what's happened.
ST
Oh,
T
no.
V
No.
B.
Well, that's gonna be pretty much game here.
Yeah, I think we might have to call it on that one.
And that's how many interceptions has he thrown this game?
All of them. All of the interceptions.
I mean, what was their other turnover? Should they have some fumbles? Or were they all interceptions?
There was the one fumble. Well, no, because LSU recovered that one fumble.
So have they all been in INTs?
There's at least 3. I don't know about the fourth one.
Oof. Man.
I wish I knew what Mr. Napier was saying to Lagway right there.
Yeah, that's. I mean, but at least he's not like hollering at him. You know what I'm saying? He's over there.
I hope he was apologizing. I'm sorry I was making you go for them stupid plays.
Yeah.
You probably ruined your Heisman chances. My career is over, and I was hoping you could save me.
Next year, they might have you somebody else.
Yeah. I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight. I might not be here tomorrow. It's been real. Good game, DJ.
Oh, I just know it don't get any easier for Florida, man. They really don't. They got a tough schedule.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, if we want to go by we'll say BS percentages that they had up there earlier, like the Florida State game. I mean,
not. Those percentages should be changing.
Oh my gosh, I almost don't even want to do what I'm about to do, where I'm looking at their schedule and thinking, because I mean, yeah, realistically, their best game chance is going to be against Mississippi State, and I might give the edge to. There is a decent chance they might have a 1-win season.
Oof.
Man,
I mean,
I can't even fathom what that like. Think if you're Lagway,
I don't think they would. They wouldn't even let him coach the whole season if it got that, to that point. He would be gone, I think, before the season. I don't know what his buyout is. I really don't. I hadn't looked, but
golly, man.
At that point, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll sorry. I didn't mean to laugh / there. So he signed a 7-year contract in November of 21. The deal gave him $51 million guaranteed.
Oh my Lord. Oh. I would not be mad. That's my dream. To have a job where I can suck so bad that I still get millions of dollars.
You're so bad they pay you millions of dollars to not do your job.
You really suck at this, so we're just going to give you all this money to just go away now.
That is wild to think of. Like, there's not very many professions that you got that going on. You know?
I know. That sounds like a pretty good deal there.
Yeah, imagine that across the board. Go into a restaurant. Hey, dude, this burger, it's too many times. You can't fucking cook this shit. So here's all the money we made this month. Just leave, please. Don't come here again. We will find another cook and make this work.
Wow, you suck so bad. Here's a month's worth of salary to get out of here.
Yeah. We think the Tigers are going to risk chucking the ball again, or you think they'll just keep it safe, play it on the ground?
If it was me, I would just do me some running here.
I mean, we have had a couple fumbles tonight, though, too, so that's not necessarily the safe bet either. Well, can we just not play at all? Can we just stand here for a little bit?
So it's 3rd and 2 here. I would definitely just keep running the ball here.
All right, let's see. They're showing the rankings right now. And we really do have the top 10 maintaining. No upsets so far, unless Texas A&M pulls it out, which we are rooting for.
I mean, that game is still going definitely close right now. So, yeah.
Man, Texas A&M.
I really need to look at Illinois' schedule for the year, see how tough it is for them. What their draw was on that.
I mean, the Aggies, they got a pretty rough schedule themselves.
Yeah, it's not easy, for sure.
I was just looking at that. Another flag on the play.
Are you talking about the? Yeah, you definitely.
This has been a penalty heavy game.
Yeah. So if you're LSU, definitely want to, unless that's on Florida, I don't know. They better hope that it's on LSU.
So
no, it's it's on Florida.
Yeah, I didn't want to bust your bubble. I was waiting until I was like,
Lord.
well, I'll just let it play out here.
They're supposed to get another touchdown scored on them. That's awful.
Just stop, boys, stop. Oh my gosh. I don't know if they'll let the game play out that long. This nonsense keeps up.
Oh, they must have gotten to another scuffle here. That
It didn't escalate too quickly, but it's just like, come on, y'all. The game's almost over. Just
they're nailing it here. Well,
poor Billy Napier. Oh, so Illinois schedule. Next week, we already said, will be the game that really determines it. They're playing Indiana.
Tough on them.
That will determine, because both of them are ranked. Whoever comes out of that, that's the big dog. That's who deserves to be ranked, deserves to be in playoff discussion. So that will be what determines it. And then after that, they got USC, who have not been very good this year. They got Purdue, who has not been very good this year. Then you got Ohio State, and that'll be
a pretty big matchup there.
That'll be the game. Then after that, we got the Huskies, followed by Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, Northwestern. So every team they're playing, none of them are necessarily, cupcake games, but all of them except for Indiana and Ohio State are absolutely teams that are not, we'll say, in the prime of their cycle. They are all absolutely on the downward end of the spectrum of what those programs are. And on the note of downward programs and not being where you want to be on the spectrum, ladies and gentlemen, the Florida Gators.
Not the year. Not the year.
5 interceptions from LSU.
Lord. 5.
Wild, folks. Well, Rista, I'm going to get off of here, and I'm going to go watch football inside the actual house and all that. But it has been a pleasure hanging out with you here and talking about some sports ball, my man.
We'll do it again.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. All right. Until next time.
Peace.